Thanks. Since that's answered, I can start enjoying this life or death game now. Kaito's the culprit. You were able to move freely. Doesn't that mean you could have committed the murder? How long are you gonna keep saying that? Trusted people can still kill, you know. We already saw that a bunch of times. So many times. Since Kaede. Miu was still logged in, though. That's when you poisoned her, right, Kaito? That diversion was part of your plan, right, Kaito? But why? I think it's already too late. You guys are taking so long to realize that people can kill others in a snap. What? Are you serious here? Come on, Shuichi. That bottle definitely had poison in it. Didn't we check the label? Well, I mean, this is where it gets fun for both me and the culprit. So what's this talk about an antidote? What warnings? Was there something like that on the label? Then what was that poison for? That NPC Kaito. And the others who searched the chapel were Keyboy, Maki, Himiko, and the late Miu. Or going to beat her with his bare hands. So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can understand human feelings? Yippee! I've been waiting for this! Perhaps there's a second Blackened we need to find. If Angie wasn't killed in her lab, then that opens up a lot more possibilities. We assumed that only council members could have killed Angie since her body was in her lab. I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start. The empty rooms were the only places I could think of that Angie would go. I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now, too. Is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead! Bravo, Himiko! Well done for choosing that room for the seance. If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's bloodstain under the floorboards. Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be Atua's will. Or maybe the power of magic. Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer. He only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless. I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon? Before we start, I just want to ask something since there's not a lot of us left. My job was to relight the candles. Moving along the walls was seriously tough. A loud sound, like something hit the floorboards. Maybe that sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Miu. The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained. In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her. The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it. I'm pretty sure it didn't matter which room Himiko chose. She didn't choose the middle by coincidence. Each room was the same to begin with. Remember what Gonta said earlier? Maybe the culprit placed traps in all the rooms? I was way too careless. Wait, what are you talking about? Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped. Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards, isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it? So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick. Oh, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide. Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room. What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now. Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore. You mean Monokuma's extra rule, right? What happens if the votes result in 2 first places? While we were all still logged in, Kaito logged out alone, right? Kaito logged out first, by himself. The culprit was trying to pin the blame on me. We'll just say you misunderstood the whole thing, Shuichi. We all know you wouldn't lie. The ones who searched the mansion were me, Shuichi, Samugi, Gonta, and... Aww, little Himiko is all grown up. Too bad your chest hasn't grown up, though. See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done that! Oh my god. Miu actually said something smart. Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right? Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide. There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her. She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial, so she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still. What if all of that was just a lie? But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Naive. People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously? Her plan was to take us down with her, so she hid her true intentions. What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder. Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said. I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there. We should talk it out more. This case might have juicy plot twists waiting to happen. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore. So I went to places Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie. The art research lab, which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind. Well, guys, I want to hear what you think. Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence? The 2 victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first blackened responsible for the first victim. We gotta figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Did you suggest that to waste our time? Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies. Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give 2 shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really? I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here. Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the 4 is really Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea. Geez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot. All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you. Then obviously Himiko is the culprit. No worries, Miu. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race. What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko? We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit. What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge? Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances. I mean, it was totally pitch black. Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right? The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards. Someone must have stomped through the floorboard. They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. It's getting kind of boring, so I'll explain. Well, that was correct. Before the trial, I hurt myself checking all the rooms. Well, anyway, do you think the blackened this time has some sort of superpower? That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie. I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie. Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins. And it helped. I feel so much better. Whew! Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess? Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside. Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. But wait, how did they move it with a katana? And from outside Angie's lab? Oh, man. You guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit. I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan. Okay, I'll start right now. Mew, I can't hold it up anymore. Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster? Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect. I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list? Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak. What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? You know, about Tenko killing Angie. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life. Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation? Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. That's for sure, right? But unfortunately for you, Kirumi, your time's up. We already know you're the only one capable of setting all this up. Right, Shuichi? Oh, what's wrong, Kirumi? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Hey, what's wrong? Hey, 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 hey! Hey, do you think Kirumi saw her own motive video? You saw your important someone in danger, so you committed murder, right? How rude. From what I remember, the only one who wears black gloves is Kirumi, right? Jeez, Monokuma provided everything but the gloves. That's pretty sadistic. But thanks to him, at least the game became way more interesting. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie. I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right? Obviously. Let's believe in them. Yep. The culprit is one of those three people. Whatevs, the culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Samugi? Well, that's utterly impossible. Not just anyone could open that door. I didn't know robots told such boring lies. What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Oh, that happened? I totally forgot. Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko. Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow. He used his robot functions to commit the murders. Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials? That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back... Yeah, for a living person. We wouldn't be able to trust anyone anymore. Well, it's not like he's lying anyway. The piranha tank is too far from the gym's entrance. Got it, Musclehead? Even if we injected tons of steroids into you, it'd be impossible. Why didn't anyone realize this yet? That's strange. Well, it must be the pool then. Shut your mouth, you noisy sow. Ryoma must have been pretty yummy. They chomped up his entire body. Arms, legs, brain. That crunchy texture with the fatty parts just right. Then when they bite down, it gushes. I doubt he was ambushed. I'm pretty sure the culprit got Ryoma by... whoops. Don't pay attention to little ol' me. I'm just talking to myself. Well, that didn't really give us any info about the crime. Even if the rope was long enough, wouldn't it be pretty hard to tie them to the windows? If the windows were closer together, then they could toss the rope across. But they're not. Even if they did connect the windows with a rope, they can't carry a body on just that. Stop making such dumbass comments and keep your smelly breath in your dirty mouth. Well, anyway, it would have been pretty difficult to get that body in the piranha tank. They wouldn't just throw it. The trick was a super crucial part of the culprit's plan. But is there really a way to do that? Huh? Hint? What hint? Don't confuse me with your talk of hinting hints. But I guess now we know Shuichi's logic is right on the money. If Maki had never met up with Ryoma at nighttime, it might have been the end for us. Now, we just need to figure out who the culprit is. You heard a sound, huh? Well, I hear a load of BS. The culprit was me, all along. No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not. And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? Anyway, I want to ask the suspect, Rangers. I only brought up the motive video to make you talk. Okay, now that we got the party rolling, let's get you and Kaito ready to argue. Let's start this extreme death debate. Tear up the other's lies, rip each other apart. Huh? Really? You're saying neither of you are the culprit? Are you being serious? You do know all our lives are on the line here, right? And you're betting our lives on just a hunch? Man, you too? How could the ultimate detective believe in someone without proof? How do you plan to get closer to the truth without suspecting either of them? Unless you have evidence to the contrary, these two will remain suspect. Huh? It's totally obvious. Maki's so desperate that she has to lie. We shouldn't listen to anything Maki says. She's just gonna throw out more lies. I told you already, we don't need to. I hate liars. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Wow, Maki, that's super careless. Aren't you scared someone might kill you in your sleep? Huh? What now? Here comes the dramatic turnabout. Now I'm the one pressured by Maki. But that's not a bad thing, right? He wanted to know, so I told him. Nope, not yet. I was gonna wait until we hosted like a movie screening party. Maki is lying. Like I said before, a liar like me knows their own kind. As expected, Maki is lying to us. If you can't prove your claim, then it's the same as an outright lie. I'd be so surprised if Shuichi was a liar, especially after we believed him for so long. There weren't any. Obviously, she would have used them if they were available. I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness. Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to. Only student council members had access. Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right? Which means there is one person among us who definitely knows who the culprit is. To that someone who knows, do your best to convince us. Work harder. And you guys talk about cooperation and teamwork, but you're all afraid. If you're planning to expose a liar, then you have to corner them psychologically. Only then will they reveal their true self as a liar, hiding beneath a layer of deceit. No more pointless deductions. All we need is for them to fight for their lives. So let's host an argument that's totally not boring but super fun! We'll catch the culprit in their lies when we find a contradiction. We'll scare the culprit until they screw up! That's how a true class trial works. Right, Monokuma? I'm on your side. I don't want to die either, you know. That's why we need to take this seriously. A hot debate to smoke out the liar. Our first topic is this. Ta-da! Not just any cups pad, but the one given to our latest victim, Ryoma. And the reason why I brought it out just for this occasion is because one of these two had Ryoma's motive video. Dun dun dun! Take a guess, everyone. Whose motive video did Ryoma have? Wow, how did you ever guess? Ooh, I know! It's because the motive video that you have belongs to Kaito. Process of elimination wins again. The obvious answer was Maki, right? Finally, you said something! This is how a debate should be. But we can't disobey school rules, right? The body was probably moved in the morning. The murder scene would definitely have more clues about the culprit. The body would reach the gym window, but it wouldn't land in the piranha tank. The culprit must have carefully placed the body into the tank with their own hands. Man, the trial was just getting fun. Why you gotta ruin it with that slip-up? Well, I still don't know if Maki is telling the truth or not. But for someone to plant the body in there with such limited time is pretty tricky. Stop asking me dumbass questions. It could have been solved with the process of elimination. Jeez. Fine. I'll explain it to the itty-bitty, pea-brained bitchlet. First, the gym was closed during nighttime, so no one could have entered. Which leaves only one possibility. It was done before nighttime yesterday. Anyone who doesn't get this is just as stupid as the whore bitchlet over there. Wow, Kirumi, you would tell the truth, even if it screwed you over. Why would you even say that, though? You're tying a noose around your neck, you know. What about Kaito? Only murderers grow out creepy facial hair like mustaches and goatees. Gonta went to the gym to catch Himiko and Angie 5 minutes before 9 o'clock. After I left Gonta's lab, I ran into Kirumi. I'm pretty sure Kirumi stayed at the gym 5 minutes till 9 o'clock. Sorry, forgot. I definitely didn't keep it a secret to make the trial more interesting. Unlike robots, we meatbags can't pull out our memories from our hard drive. But there's actually one person we can rule out of the suspects list. Yeah, you can take her off the list. She actually has an alibi. Yep, it took a while, but at least we got everyone's alibis cleared up. We should remember all of this in case we need to recall these events again. We narrowed it down to 2 people, and one of those 2 is the culprit, right? Since we don't have to randomly accuse each other, finding the truth just got much easier. So let's find the truth with a more effective method. If one of them is the culprit, then the innocent one should know who the guilty one is. Yeah? Because if you know you're not the culprit, then you can just accuse the other person. Remember, if you're not the culprit, then that means the other one is. Got that? Then what would be the point of this whole debate? Hunch? You're totally not serious. You can't be that stupid, right? Okay, it's true. I told Ryoma. I just checked who had whose so I could give them back to everyone after. Maybe the shot was on the floor, and Rentaro tripped over it, causing him to hit his head on the bookcase? Kaito, are you done now? I mean, it's Kaede, you know? She kept preaching about working together, and then she goes and kills in cold blood. I think we all know who the most suspicious one is. It's... the person who's most suspicious is... Because the murder happened during the magic show, the culprit can only be... Tenko, why are you interrupting me? We can't have a good trial if you talk over me. It's true, though. Himiko used the underwater escape trick to kill Ryoma. The tank above Ryoma opened and piranhas came pouring out. Ah, and he was eaten alive! He totally died from all the piranha's chops, right? Ooh, I see. I haven't checked the Monokuma file yet, so that's news to me. Was there a place on stage where the culprit could have hid the body? Oh, wait. Himiko should know since she performed the underwater escape trick. Nah, she definitely would have been caught. Judging from Himiko's reaction, you hit it right on the bullseye. So basically, no one saw anything. And why are we back to square one? Nuh-uh, not everyone. We can narrow it down to whoever doesn't have an alibi yet. If there's this much evidence, then there's no mistake the body was hidden in the piranha tank. Have the 2 argue for their innocence. That's how we'll decide our culprit. You're too scared to point your fingers at others, so you hide behind the word trust. How do you expect to find the culprit when you're all worried about each other's feelings? If we want to find the liar, I suggest that the 2 suspects argue against each other. Yep, I totes agree. If you guys need some help getting started, I can give out the first topic. When we started investigating, I went straight to his room to borrow it. And for us to figure that out, we need to know who this motive video belongs to. Now, who was it again? Oh man, this is getting good! Entertain me, peasants! So that's when Shuichi went to kill Rantaro! Who set the security sensor on the bookcase? It was Shuichi, right? Did you actually check for yourself if the sensor was set on the bookcase, Kaede? Did it ever occur to you that Shuichi could have lied about setting the sensor? Shuichi pretended to place the sensor on the hidden bookcase door. But in actuality, he was holding it the whole time. And when he met up with you, he secretly triggered the sensor. The security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it. As it turns out, Shuichi had it the whole time. Oh, that? Pfft, easy to explain. Well, you see, I guess you're right. Sorry, I didn't think that far ahead. So the ultimate detective is the killer. What a plot twist! Let's go over the case one more time. Huh? Words from a true heartless robot. Emotions are only for meatbags. Kaede and Shuichi are pretty buddy-buddy with each other, so I wouldn't doubt that. Plus, the way Kaede just acted right now, I'm pretty sure she lied. A talented liar like me can spot other people's lies easily. Well, what do you guys think? To believe or not to believe, Kaede? The trial grounds are gonna morph? Seriously? I totally want to see that! But that's Kaede's lie, isn't it? Ding, ding, ding! The ultimate detective gets it right again! After nighttime passed, morning came. But hiding the body before the show was... Maybe someone snuck into the gym while Kirumi and I were busy talking. Who else could it be? But the horny exhibitionist Mew. No, we should do something more fun. And I have the perfect idea. Yeah, since I'm a leader of evil and stuff, I've done a lot of bad things. It's Keyboy over here. Everyone else thinks so too. Wow, looks like you're determined to face even a cold, hard truth. Then here it comes, the cold, hard truth. Yup. So, we all agree that the culprit knew about Kaede and Shuichi's trap, right? So whoever knew about the hidden cameras is the culprit. It's you! You made the cameras used for the trap, right? Obviously, whoever made the cameras knew about the blind spots. If someone asked me to make cameras, I'd totally ask what they were for. You're getting awfully worked up. Look at you. You're sweating. You're the culprit, aren't you, Mew? Wow, another reference we don't get. You must be a hardcore loser. You're so mean! Okay, I feel a lot better now. If the culprit is among that group, then wouldn't Maki be the most suspicious? Just look at her. She could definitely kill someone. It's not that rare for you to make a mistake. Your entire existence is a mistake. Yup, a walking, talking Roomba can't compare to a mighty beast like Gonta. What? Why are you making this so complicated? Just be the culprit already. Yeah, that's pretty much a lie. Oh, yeah. Well, who else knew about the intervals? That's weird. Why do you sound so desperate? But if all of that is true, then that's pretty unfortunate. What doesn't fit? But I still don't have a clue how Himiko did the trick. After that, the time ran out. Huh? Are you sure it wasn't the piranhas? We saw Ryoma reduced to bones. Gee, thanks for telling us that useless detail. I guess I should have known a dumb whore pig like you wouldn't understand. So let me explain. With this, they were able to quell the ultimate hunt, shelter the 16 students, and carry out the Gopher Project. The Ark's launch succeeded, despite the meteorites and the destruction of Earth. The 16 ultimate students were sent off into space as humanity's last survivors. The Ultimate Academy for Gifted Juveniles is actually a gigantic spaceship colony. What you guys just saw, that's Earth now. That's Earth after a few hundred years, while we were in cold sleep. An Earth without any cities, or any people you knew. That is the truth of the outside world. As long as I have the master remote control, all Exisals move on my command. Don't worry, he's not dead. But now you know, right? There's no use defying me, the mastermind. They were built to shield us from any danger that might pop up on other planets. But now I think it's hilarious how much they've become a threat to you guys. Thanks to the school's barrier, there's plenty of oxygen. It is the Gopher Project's Ark. It's supposed to be humanity's last hope. Oh, but did you guys know? The sky on the other side of the barrier isn't real. That's just one of the Ark's functions. It's meant to help us forget we're on a spaceship. Hot-blooded idiots like him are trouble. If it's just him, I can deal. But if he gets all of you involved, then that's totally a hassle. Also, the killing game might start up again if I let him run around. I, Kokichi Ouma, am the mastermind and king of the Ultimate Academy for Gifted Juveniles! Yes! This world is mine! By the way, I want to confirm one thing with you, Kaede. To make the security alarm go off. Only an idiot can make that mistake. Yeah, I mean, whatevs. I made a mistake, big deal. But he had it turned off. If I did that, I'd be able to end the killing game and still abide by school rules, right? It's first come, first serve. On the count of 3, first one to raise their hand wins. There was no way to avoid the numerous amount of meteorites raining down on Earth. The leaders of every nation wanted to prevent the extinction of the human race. So they decided to implement a plan, the Gopher Project. A plan to place talented humans in a spaceship in order to help them escape the world's end, so that they may find another planet where they can preserve humankind. The Gopher Project wasn't implemented to save the human race, but rather to salvage the human race. These Adams and Eves of the New World were known as the ultimate students, but the 16 students refused to partake in this plan. Well, it's obvious why they wouldn't. That's just hell right there. So then, the 16 students decided to flee from the project. They erased their memories to forget their ultimate talents, to become normal students. When they discovered the Gopher Project, they plotted to sabotage the plan. That's when the ultimate hunt began. As a countermeasure, the organization responsible for the Gopher Project spread misinformation claiming that all 16 students had died. That was our memory of the funeral. Maybe he stumbled across it in the library. You know, like how Shuichi did? You yap about teamwork and all that, but you still think one of us is the mastermind. I already figured out who killed Rantaro. Why don't you just admit it already? What? That was really uncalled for. I only said that to find the culprit. Aw, Samugi is so nice. She's way better than Mew. See, that's all there is to it. That means the culprit was Mew all along, since she knew about the intervals. How many will there be by dawn? Will there be 2 or just 1? It's a lie! She's all tuckered out after crying. Robots sleep well after leaking their oils too, right? Ugh! His hands are going at such an intense speed that the friction is creating fire! I don't want to, stupid head! You're so dumb! I would never cry for Gonta! Who cares about that idiot? I am the supreme leader of evil, so it's obvious my personality would be twisted. The more you suffer, the more I enjoy it. There are people in this world who spread grief and misery for no reason than the thrill of it. And I'm one of those people. Nothing pleases me more than inflicting pain on others! By the way, Kaito, is it just me, or are you way slower? Maybe, just maybe, Kaito is hiding something from us too. It's almost time. It's almost time. Yeah, it's almost time. This should be enough. I'll end it. I'll end this killing game. You know, I was also thinking about how to end this killing game as soon as possible. Yep, it's exactly that. Which means, if you don't want to be blown to pieces, then you need to listen to what I'm about to tell you. An Earth destroyed by meteorites, without oxygen or living creatures. Well, I'm different. Since I'm the mastermind, I control everything in this school. These exosols were originally machines to protect us. They do whatever they want without thinking about the consequences. This school is mine! I am the king! Oh man, I haven't been in a trial in like forever. Oh, the assassin master gets really chatty when it comes to corpses. Do you want me to check on what's happening? Whoa, that's super cool. It's actually an elevator. Of course, a robot wouldn't understand how inappropriate that is. Morning, sleepyhead. You're finally up, Shuichi. Are you gonna ask, who am I? And where am I? I guess hell. He's so simple-minded. As soon as I told him that everyone who hates bugs was trying to get rid of them, you know, this is an interesting turn of events. Yeah, you can probably snap my neck like a twig right now, but that's not your style. You would rather kill from the shadows, right, Miss Ultimate Assassin? I shouldn't have lied. I'm way too weak for this kind of stuff. I know. It wouldn't be very funny if a body discovery announcement happened during this. I'm tired. So, next, we cover the basket with a white cloth, right? Oh, holy crap, this weighs a ton! I'm totally wiped. So go back to the corner of the room after it's dark. Okay, got it. After the seance is done, Shuichi and I are supposed to light the candles again, right? Okie dokie, then I'll blow out the candle now. At mountain's bottom, within the darkness, at last, at long last. I thought maybe I should kill everyone, except for me and, like, one other person. Well then, who wants to live? Like I said, I just want to end this killing game, that's all! The leaders of every nation realized that we could not escape the end of the world. 16 young and talented high schoolers were chosen for the Gopher Project. Surviving alone? Family and friends left behind to die? Those who believed in the end of days were convinced humans deserved the meteorite's wrath. The ultimate hunt affected all society. Those influenced by it searched for the 16 students. Will the guard dog run far away? Or did it eat the little girl? At last, at long last. But wow, that really surprised me. She passed out as soon as she stopped crying. Oh man, did you fall for all that fake crying? I want to enjoy this game filled with suspicion and betrayal from the bottom of my heart. Oops, sorry. I tried to dodge you, but I punched you instead. Now is the time. I wouldn't move if I were you. At least if you don't want to become this little guy's prey. You finally got rid of that emo hat! Is this 'cause Kaede died or whatever? Well, you're definitely Shuichi Saihara. And this place is... He started crying and said that he would get you guys to love bugs. Or something like that. But would you really kill me in front of everyone? Young guard dog and little lost girl, sealed within an iron cage. Yeah. I know that! Ruin this killing game. Ruin this killing game! You can keep thinking like that, but don't come crying back to me when things don't go your way. Now you'll never, ever forget me for the rest of your life. This is our answer! Let's have fun with this! But... my bad. Why? How? How boring. So, you know? I'm snoring. You got me! All right! Hey, Shuichi! Bye. Yeah, that's so mean. I don't like that. I'm disappointed. Please don't. Alrighty. See, you really don't get it. Oof! You're so dumb. Shit! You get it? Whoa! Huh? Thanks. Oh? Why? Wow! How exciting! So am I! Gonta! At least I wasn't boring, right? But you know I'm only saying this because I actually care about you. Right, Kaede? I stole your heart, so now I'm satisfied. I don't need to steal your life anymore. Alley-oop! That was pretty fun. See ya, Shuichi. I'll think of a more exciting game for next time. So make sure you excite me too. I'm Kokichi Ouma, the ultimate supreme leader. By the way, I see. But it's true! So that means, because I'm a liar. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, don't worry. Nuh-uh, it's nothing. It's nothing. Which means, well, that's... Ah, why? Man. So, right? Was it? Hey! Let's have more fun! Yoo-hoo! Well, you know. It's not just Kaede I'm wary about, though. Kaito! This trial won't go anywhere if you don't suspect anyone! Ugh, I already told you it's not Kaede. Suspecting her right off the bat is so mean. Did I ever say Kaede's the culprit? So, tell us, Kaede. You're the culprit, aren't you? Fine. I guess my decisive testimony will help us find our culprit. Well, if I said something that important right away, that wouldn't be much fun. Well, actually, before the body discovery announcement, I saw Makoto leave that room by himself! I swear! Kaede, you'd rather choose a lie than the truth, just to protect Makoto? Nope, none at all. I lied about seeing Makoto. Oh, man. I totally thought Makoto would talk if we started accusing him. Hey, do you have some sort of trick? Ryoma wins again! Too bad. You know, Kaito, you don't have any skills when it comes to gambling. That was a lie. You know, since I'm a liar. That was a lie. You know, since I'm a liar, it means you can do whatever you want to me. And that's the truth. Oh, man. Thank goodness. You mad? You mad? You're so dumb. Why? But I thought I told Gonta to put the toilet paper back in the bathroom. Looks like Kaito's morale is shot, so this whole thing is done now. But I'm the one who came up with the plan. Anyway, just admit your crime, Gonta. Huh? I totally didn't trick him. Before we go into that, it's voting time. We should finish up the class trial first. What are you talking about? Remnants of despair? What's that? I don't understand anything you're saying. But anyway, why are you starting up the killing game when it should have ended? Do you love killing that much? Sorry, but I can't die here, since I'm the mastermind of this killing game. Oh, you don't have to worry about Kaito. He fulfilled his dream, right? Phew, I feel so much better. I guess that's a wrap. Or maybe not, because now another class trial is going to start. Aw, Kaito wasn't protecting me. He was protecting Maki. The situation just got way worse. Huh, you really are not boring. So, show me what you've got. I won't meddle with your plans. Yep, you two should be lumped together. Your statements are on the same level. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Well, Kaede, continue where you left off. Come, play with me. Let's do a lot more together. Just kidding. Did I get ya? Because? Anyway, it's a lie. It's true. Did I get caught? Maybe. Right? Nuh-uh. No way. Oh. Kaito is the next one off our suspect list. And you know why, right? Miu logged Kaito out from the start. But she did that to make us think the murder happened in the real world, right? Since we figured out the actual killing happened in the virtual world, it would have been impossible for Kaito, who had already logged out. Miu's time of death was around 6:30 in the morning. That's after Kaito logged out. Gonta, Samugi, Shuichi, and me. Samugi and Shuichi can be crossed off. But what's the reason for that? The culprit was definitely on the roof during that time, since they slid Mew down. Sorry for getting your hopes up, but didn't I already explain that's impossible? So then, it's down to one person. And who was that again? Well, who is it? The thing you guys wanted so badly! A truth without any lies! Mew Iruma's killer is Gonta Gokuhara! Jeez, is that really your reaction? It would have been fun if you went all crazy. But you forgot everything, so oh well. A culprit who can't remember their murder is pretty interesting. So, better than nothing. Then maybe he jumped off the roof. Looks like Shuichi got it. I'll leave the rest to him. But you know, if we just have Kaede talk the whole time, this might end sooner. Jeez, who cares about the murder weapon? We can already guess who the culprit is. There's a super-duper huge hint already. Too bad. I guess Kaede's still suspicious. Anyway, the culprit is Makoto. Makoto looked like he had just murdered someone. I just wanted Makoto to talk, so I simply tricked him into speaking. 'Cause it's still not clear where Makoto was before and after the incident, right? Whoa! That was so awesome, Ryoma! Aw, you're not shaken up at all. I thought you would be more excited. That's too bad. I really wanted your eyes to be on me. But when I said I wanted you to catch me, that was definitely not a lie. You're a true gentleman? More like a true nincompoop! You guys blame and gang up on me, but now you're gonna pretend to be good people? Gonta, argue back already! Just make an excuse or whatever! Oh, that's a low blow right there. Then just die in a hole for all I care! We want to live, so stop getting in our way! Cut it out already! That's all you've been saying this whole time! Oh, that's why he doesn't remember anything that happened in the virtual world. Not even killing Mew. Your lies aren't protecting anyone. If he mixed the consciousness and memory cords, then there'd be an error with memory. Like an error that won't let you bring your avatar's memories to the real world? That's enough, Gonta. We already know. We know that you totally forgot about teaming up with me and killing Mew. I already gave you my testimony on how I came up with the murder plan. Who cares about the motive? Let's vote for the culprit already! Talking about the motive is meaningless. It's not necessary for this specific case. We all agree that Gonta is the culprit, right? It would be impossible for anyone but him. Which means Shuichi! You'll be my partner, right? So, we can now take Keyboy, Himiko, and Maki off the suspect list. Shuichi, would you care to explain? I doubt they'll believe it if it came from me. Oh, I guess you ran into someone on the way and then threw it somewhere close by. Even though you don't remember, you still did it. Wait, before you start crying, you gotta admit your crime for... You already know it's all meaningless, and that I'm the mastermind. He already went to space. You'll be the Blackened for this case, you know. The Blackened who killed Kaito. Maki is gonna become the Blackened responsible for killing you. All because you protected me! Ha 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 ha! You're still full of energy, even like that. I want to see what a dying Kaito can do. Oh, you're talking about the ultimate supreme leader, right? That's super suspicious. Hey, you two idiots over there. Stop chit-chatting and keep this discussion moving. It does matter. There's no need to bring emotions into class trials. All we need is logical thinking. Right, Shuichi? Oh, did you forget already? Then let me make it clear again. Why I can't be the culprit! The clue is how Mew was killed. Then it would have been impossible for someone as weak as me! Mew modified my avatar, so if she attacked me, I wouldn't be able to resist. If Mew touched me, then I'd be unable to move. I couldn't have murdered her by strangulation, because it'd be game over if she touched me. Which means, as long as she died from strangulation, it couldn't have been me. No matter how much you whine about it, you can't change the truth. The culprit who killed Mew is Gonta Gokuhara! This is the truth you all adore so much. Too bad, Kaito. Looks like Shuichi agrees with me. Oh, the irony! And now, Shuichi's intuition as a detective has made him more suspicious of others. Well, can't be helped. That's just what a detective does. Don't you realize these so-called sweethearts can commit crimes too? I did cooperate with Monokuma, but only on a temporary basis. But didn't I tell you guys already? Only then will they reveal their true self as a liar, hiding beneath a layer of deceit. That's why it hurts my heart to persecute Gonta like this! Gonta, if you understand, then do it right. Make logical arguments for the truth. It means use your head to make arguments. The three at the chapel had no way to get to the mansion, so they couldn't have done it. My synergy with Shuichi is super on point now, so let's move on to the remaining suspects. Both of you heard Mew hitting the chapel wall, right? Because of that, Shuichi and Samugi can't be the culprit. That leaves only Gonta and me as the remaining suspects. Yep, Gonta is the only person who could have committed the murder. You get it now, right? That's the truth we were all reaching for. If Gonta remembered, his cover would have been blown so fast, especially since he's an idiot. I already said this a million times, Kaito. You shouldn't use emotions to You're stubborn, Kaito. You're still going on about this. Yep, that's correct, 'cause I came up with that idea. There's only one truth, but endless possibilities for lies, you know? Okay, fine. I'll tell you if you want to know that badly. Consider this my revenge. I won't let you do any detective work or deduction or mystery solving or anything. So I'll confess everything. You guys better listen carefully. She asked me pretty eagerly, too. So I decided to pry some info out of her. She gave me the rundown of the virtual world before she explained it to you guys. As I listened, I realized she was planning a murder. On me, no less. Without a doubt, she planned to use that for my murder. That's also why I worked together with Monokuma. Shh, calm down. I'll explain my relationship with Monokuma, so let me finish my confession. Well then, the culprit is Gonta. It's my turn now, as the Killing Game Busters! We must win this killing game in order to end this killing game. Come on, quit lying and tell us the truth. You're right, I'm sorry. I did something horrible to Gonta. I didn't want Shuichi to hog all the glory, so I told everyone the truth. Don't you think I could have pulled the strings and made Gonta carry out my commands? I'm sick of hearing you say you don't know! God, why are you so dumb? Bullying? Yeah, so what? That's what you do in this game, right? Stop what? You mean stop the game? Hey, do you even know what you're saying? You did it, but you don't remember doing it, right? Looks like it's decided. Well, I don't care. Finding the culprit is more important in this class trial. It's pretty obvious if you use the process of elimination. Because if you don't face the truth, then we'll all die, right? And you don't want that, do you? Okay, let's begin! The bridge from the chapel to the mansion was gone, and only Mew could pass through the wall. This doesn't mean all of Shuichi's deductions are lies, you know? You're right about the culprit putting Mew on a sled and sliding her down the roof. Ding, ding, ding! That's correct! After the culprit killed Mew on the rooftop, they placed her corpse on a sled and slid her down the roof's steep slope. Now that we know how the body slid down, we're just one step away from the culprit. So that means the suspects are Kaito, Samugi, Shuichi, and Gonta. Ooh, you got me! Which lie are you talking about, Shuichi? I lie a lot, so you'll need to jog my memory. But there's no evidence that proves I went to the roof. Oh, wait! I remember now. That thing Himiko said. At the start of the class trial, I remember you saying the handrail was made of bricks. She totally said that. Yes, she did. I'm not gonna apologize, 'cause Himiko said it. I didn't go to the roof. I'm not lying. And stayed in the salon the whole time, you know? That's fine, because I'm not lying. I see. You use underhanded tactics too, huh, Shuichi? Why do you guys hate lies that much? Then let me ask you guys. If it's not Gonta, then who's the culprit? Come on! There's already proof that I couldn't have killed Mew. I am not the culprit. Didn't I prove that to you guys already? Miu would have totally resisted if she was being strangled, right? See, I told you I'm not the culprit. So I would have had to kill her instantly, such as stabbing or hitting. Kaito is really desperate to make me the culprit. It's all thanks to Kaito that Shuichi got his act together as a detective. If you're planning to expose a liar, then you have to corner them psychologically. What I'm trying to say is, if you aren't the culprit, then you gotta prove that you aren't! That's when you found the dead Miu there, right? If so, then I think that sound and her avatar being by the chapel are related. Yeah, that's the real question. Miu's avatar probably hit the chapel's wall with pretty considerable force. But why did it hit the wall with such force? Can you guys figure it out? Let's not worry about that right now. More importantly, we gotta solve the mystery. Fighting among friends is a waste of time. Since the mansion was on top of a hill, the roof was pretty high up, right? Past the brick handrail, the roof was at a pretty steep slope. If the culprit needed force to move the body, I wonder how they did it. No. It would slide. You'd still slide, though. That's not the issue. Pooh! Pooh! I could tell you, but I think we should save the best for last. Even if I told you, would you guys really believe a liar like me? And some of them are only white lies, or lies to be kind to people. If you deny all of that just because it's a lie, then that means you guys are just terrible at being lied to. Seriously, the worst! You got some balls lying to me. I'm gonna take away your fun for pissing me off, Shuichi. I came up with a plan after Miu asked me to meet up with her. When I investigated the virtual world, I found out that a person can die from shock. So that's when I decided to prepare my own crime with her plan. I pretended to cooperate with her and lured everyone into the virtual world. I told you, I'm gonna get in the way by taking away the mystery-solving fun. If I can't win this game, then I'll make it boring for everyone. That's my revenge. The truth is, Gonta and I worked together. We formed a duo to end this killing game. By the way, I came up with the murder plan, and Gonta carried it out. Shuichi, you already know the secret behind the virtual world, right? Impressive, Shuichi! For you to get this far! Yes! Yes! You are useful indeed! Nope. Miu pulled the strings here, not me. Remember? Because of the map, we mistakenly thought the loading point was at the center. So ever since Miu showed us that map, we were caught in her trap. But we solved this mystery thanks to Shuichi. All hail our savior! Actually, this culprit hunt just got to the exciting part. I can't wait to see what happens next! And in order to figure that out, we need to understand Miu's actions. So let's discuss her murder scheme step by step. Let's see. Miu manipulated the virtual world to use it as part of her murder plan. If she had succeeded, she would have gone past the wall between the chapel and mansion. She'd make an excuse about how she couldn't reach the mansion because of the fallen bridge. She dropped the bridge on purpose so she could separate the chapel from the mansion. Then secretly passed through the wall she installed and took advantage of the loop. Oh yeah, Kaito was probably logged out around that time too. How did they send Miu's avatar to the other side of the wall? Maybe that thing has something to do with it. You know, the loud sound you heard? But instead of a sled, they used that thing from the storage room on the roof. Well, Shuichi, do you know who the culprit is? What do you need to know? Huh? What? I didn't. I already told you that before. Ooh, you so clumsy, girl. Gotta be more careful there, Himiko. She did too. The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it. I turned back at once, of course. Huh? Lying about what? So who are you guys gonna believe? Shuichi or me? I see. I wanted at least Gonta to believe me. Or maybe I'm just pulling your legs. Don't get ahead of yourself, Kaito. We need to listen to everything Shuichi says. It's so totally lame that your own sidekick is dissing you! It's pretty funny seeing Kaito try to act all tough like this. Mew lied. She lived a life of pride, vulgarity, and secrets. Lying would be a piece of cake for her. Oh, there wasn't, huh? Oh, if you say that hint is important, then I guess it must be true. If there's actually nothing past the wall, then that setting was meaningless. First off, sound can't go past the map loading point. Did that sound really come from the chapel? There was another mysterious phenomenon in the virtual world, wasn't there? Even Gonta is suspicious of me? I always thought you would be the one to trust me! All the mysterious things that happened have to connect with each other somehow. We would be in a lot of trouble if you didn't. The only one who can solve this mystery and save us all is you. Leave it to me, Shuichi. I, your partner, will give you hints in times of trouble. Again, throw out all common sense from your head. We're talking about the virtual world. Everything is starting to connect. See, didn't I tell you? Everything is connected. If both the river and wall are connected, then you can find the secret. Because of that sound, you guys went to the side of the chapel. Right, Keyboy? Hey, Shuichi, as your partner, I'll give you a little hint. And the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof. Wrong. It would slide. It would slide! Just like Shumai said! Well, duh, it would. Sliding down snow is easy to do. You just need a sled or skis to cut the friction. Oh my god! That line was so cringy! Stop, my stomach hurts! Wow, Shuichi is lying on purpose! Are you trying to spice up the class trial too? Because I know. I know the culprit. And the whole trick. I could be lying about knowing who the culprit is for all you know. Because phonies like you are what make the game more interesting. Anywho, it's a blessing in disguise that Mew died and not me. 'Cause she wouldn't have said anything about what really happened in the virtual world. She would have been able to lie about the virtual world settings as much as she wanted. And you'd never know that the murder actually took place in the virtual world. See? That's an ideal fun situation! Now we can start a real class trial! Well, if you think you can win this game like that, then sure, be my guest. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Here's my answer. I never met up with Mew. I couldn't pick locks with my avatar body. I didn't have the tools for it either. Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting. Huh? How should I know? I already told you. How should I know? What good would it be if I lied? I don't want to die either, you know. Wow, Shuichi, you know your way around this game. Yes, keep up the hard work. The fate of our lives rests in your hands. I'm sure she was waiting on the rooftop of the mansion. No worries, guys. As long as we leave it to Shuichi, everything will be A-okay. You would just slow down, Shuichi. But at least it's not a boring answer. It also explains all the things that happened. Mew also set this trap. It all began when Mew showed us the map, which in turn made the mansion and chapel seem farther away from each other. Just because we found out the virtual world's secret doesn't mean we can take it easy yet. Even if we know all the tricks, it's pretty meaningless if we don't find the culprit. That's how a class trial works, after all! And then wham! Murdered me on the roof with the hammer. After, she headed to where we were supposed to meet up, the mansion's rooftop. That's probably what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof. Nuh-uh. No way, Jose. I'm not gonna make it. If toilet paper was the murder weapon, then what's the deal with the hammer next to her? Or she secretly met up with someone. With me. I was supposed to meet up with Mew on the roof of the mansion. If Mew brought the hammer, I wonder what she was planning to do with it. Yep, she plotted to meet up with me and then kill me with the hammer. If you want to prove this, you'll need to figure out Mew's plan, okay? Kaito, your grave just got 10 feet deeper! This was all part of Mew's plan. She tried to kill me in the virtual world, make us think it happened in the real world, then pin the crime on Kaito, which is why she manually logged you out, just for that purpose. Well, I knew that from the start, because I wanted to get it through your thick skull. I already told you, the more you try, the more you cause us trouble. That cum-soaked urinal cake was totally lying about there being nothing past the wall. So now that we know there's no hidden route, why did she manipulate the program? Okay, well, let's check the answers later and try to find all the other clues first. Also, this has nothing to do with walking through the wall, right? We're getting off topic. We're so close to the truth. We just have to connect the how and what. I don't know, but Shuichi should know, right? This is the virtual world. We should throw away all of our common sense, okay? Shh, it's okay. More importantly, this is the final stretch! People you trust and defend will ultimately betray you. This is a game of suspicion. Well, I think your ideals should stay the same. Don't you agree, Monokuma? You guys would have had a way harder time finding the culprit, you know. Nice! Backstabbed by a trusted friend. Really? I don't sound anything like him. Wait, coward? You say some interesting things sometimes, Kaito. Huh? My story? I tried to go to the roof to meet up with her, but the door was locked. Oh, I see. I didn't realize that. Huh? So she stood me up? It's very rude to break a promise. Mew was waiting for me to arrive. She stood me up? She dropped the bridge to make a huge scene just to let everyone know it's no longer there. Man, you guys are way off. Wow, you know a lot about killing, nerd. You're so dumb, Gonta. You didn't even know that? And tried to kill them with it. By the way, Mew asked to meet up with me before we went into the virtual world. I totally forgot where we were supposed to meet, so good thing Keyboy spied on us. She placed the poison on my seat to make us think the murder happened in the real world. Nope, I didn't see that at all. That's what Shuichi referred to when he mentioned a method only she could use. She kept the cell phone a secret on purpose, so she could use it for the murder.